Welcome to Golf Training Hacks. Are you struggling to increase your driving distance? Well, if you are, you might be having the same problem that so many recreational golfers have, and that's casting the club. When you cast the club, you lose the power boosting effect of whipping that club head into impact. And that's the hallmark of long drives. So if you just can't break the tendency to cast, no matter how many drills you do or how many lessons you take, if you're struggling to break that casting tendency, then you may not have the physical capacity to actually create that whipping action. And that's the problem for so many recreational golfers. So let's talk about what physical capacities you need to create that whipping action and get that boost of power that can be gained from whipping the club head into impact. To stop casting, you need to use less muscular effort from your upper body, from your shoulders and your arms. And that's the opposite of what happens when you cast. You need to use muscular efforts from your hips to stop casting. Your hips need to lead the way. It's a lot like a 100-meter sprint. So let's take the example of a 100-meter sprinter and what happens at the start and at top end speed. When a 100-meter sprinter explodes out of the blocks, he's using a lot of muscular effort to begin to increase speed with every step. But that's very different than top end speed. To reach top end speed, it's more of a reflexive response of the muscles in the lower body to the forces of sprinting. It's a lot like bouncing a rubber ball down the track. If that sprinter was to use the same muscular effort that he used at the start to create top-end speed, well, his sprint time would collapse and his running gait would look pretty awkward. Well, the same thing is true for the golf swing. When you're using a lot of muscular effort from your arms and your shoulders in the golf swing and you're casting, you're slowing down the club head. You're not reaching top-end club head speed. And if you can't reach top-end club head speed, you're going to lose power and you're going to lose distance on your drive. Think of setting lag correctly, like a sprinter exploding from the blocks. Now, when the sprinter explodes from the blocks, he's using a lot of muscular effort to get that speed going step by step. And that's what happens when you set lag correctly. However, you're not using upper body strength and muscular effort. You're using strength and effort from your lower body, from your hips and legs. So when you set lag correctly, you have a one-piece takeaway, and as you begin to get to the top of your backswing, your hips begin to rotate open to the target. What that does is create a rapid stretch in your forearms. As your hips move away from your hands, you get a rapid stretch in your forearms. That initiates a rapid reflexive contraction back into this position. It snaps back. That's how you're going to begin to get the whipping action. That reflexive response in your wrists and your forearms is called the stretch reflex. It's hardwired into your neuromuscular system as a protective mechanism against that rapid stretch that can cause damage to joints and soft tissue. So we're going to use that as a power boost in the golf swing. So when you set lag correctly at the top of your backswing, you've already set lag with your hips moving away from your hands. That initiates a very rapid stretch in your forearms. And because the downswing is so rapid, the timing of that reflexive response, that reflexive contraction, and the downswing will create that whipping action and that snap into impact. Now, if you cast a club, that doesn't happen, because you've burnt up all that reflexive response, that power boost of energy out here, and you have to use muscular effort to get back to impact. Now, why are hips so important? Why is hip mobility and hip strength so important to this? Well, the hips lead the way in the golf swing. So you correctly set lag with hip rotation. So using muscular effort here, not here. If your hips stall out at impact, if you can't get them through impact and release, then you're going to cast the club and you're going to burn up all that energy. So once your hips stall out here, how do you get the club head back to impact? Well, you have to use muscular effort in your upper body to muscle that club back into impact. It's just like the sprinter trying to muscle his way down the track and try to produce top-end speed. It doesn't work. The sprint time collapses. If you cast the club using muscular effort to get the club back to impact, your club head speed will collapse, just like the sprinter's time collapses. When you reduce club head speed, you're going to reduce power, you're going to reduce driving distance. And also you've lost that whipping action. So not only have you reduced clubhead speed, but you've reduced that whipping action into impact, and that's going to reduce driving distance. So what's the physical capacity that will help you break the tendency to cast? Well, strong and mobile hips. You need to be able to get your hips started and then into impact and through release so that you can set leg correctly and maintain leg into impact and then release leg fully out in front of impact. At Golf Training Hacks, we not only want you to play better golf, but we want you to move better and feel better every day so you can play the best golf of your life for the rest of your life.